Just when we thought it couldn't get any crazier, it did. Shannon Sharpe's home cleaner has finally broken his silence again, and what he's now revealing about what he found in the Hall of Famer's bedroom is more jaw-dropping than anyone expected. If you thought part 1 was wild, wait until you hear what was hiding beneath the bed, the private safe, and the mystery woman's voice that left him frozen in place. What went down in part 1? In case you missed it, Shannon Sharpe, NFL legend and viral podcast host, became the center of an outrageous controversy when his longtime house cleaner, known publicly only as James, claimed to have discovered something disturbing and unforgettable while tidying up Sharpe's mansion in Los Angeles. Part 1 ended on a chilling cliffhanger, with James hinting at an unmarked box tucked behind a false wall and a woman's soft whisper calling his name despite no one else being home. Now in part 2, James is telling it all. No more holding back. And what he reveals could shatter Shannon Sharpe's carefully curated image forever. The hidden compartment. James starts by recounting how he returned to clean the bedroom the next day. This time determined to investigate the strange noises and the unmarked box he'd spotted behind a loose panel. Equipped with gloves, a flashlight, and a trembling hand, he pried the wall open fully. Inside? It was like something out of a Netflix thriller, James said. There was dust everywhere and a box, not just any box, but a military-grade lockbox with a retina scanner on it. It wasn't your normal safe. It was high-tech, something you'd expect in the Pentagon. According to James, there were smudge marks on the outside, as if it had been accessed recently. That raised one terrifying question. Was someone else sneaking into the room at night, without Shannon knowing? The voice returns. And this time, she spoke a name. James admits he wasn't alone for long. He heard the same whisper again, but this time it was unmistakably clear. Shannon, you promised. He turned. Nothing. No figure. Just that overwhelming cold sensation. But the voice hadn't just said Shannon's name. It had said, you promised. Promised what? Now James was convinced either Shannon was hiding something heavily emotional, or someone else was trapped in that house. What's inside the lockbox? Here's where things take a turn from creepy to downright scandalous. James claims he returned later, this time with another employee who had access codes to parts of the home security system. To their surprise, the lockbox had been removed, gone, cleaned out like it was never there. What they did find instead was a burned envelope, partially hidden in the fireplace. The only part left was a name, Monique, and some kind of script that said, "End day, witness fourth." James froze. Monique? Could this be connected to a woman from Shannon's past? A former partner? A legal dispute? Fans remember a woman named Monique being loosely tied to Shannon in rumors back in 2017. Could this be the same woman, trying to resurface secrets that had been buried for years? The closet with two sides. One of the biggest surprises James revealed was about Shannon's walk-in closet, or more accurately, closets. You'd think a guy like Shannon would have one giant closet for suits and sports gear, but there was a hidden second one. It was filled with women's clothes, designer stuff, new, barely worn. Not a girlfriend's stuff, more like someone living there in secret. James says it wasn't the kind of thing a man casually keeps around. This wasn't a wardrobe for a weekend guest. This was a second life. Who was she? Why the secrecy? And why, according to James, were some of the labels blacked out with marker? Security footage that disappeared. James did what anyone would do. He went to check the internal security logs. But what he found chilled him to the core. Every night between 2:17 a.m. and 3:06 a.m., the cameras outside Shannon's room turned off, automatically. The log said manual override, but it wasn't Shannon who did it. That's not just suspicious. That's intentional erasure. James thinks Shannon's bedroom was being accessed by someone, or something, that didn't want to be seen. Even worse, he says he saw one frame from a glitched camera angle that showed a blurred figure standing just outside the bedroom door. No key, no ID, just a figure with long black hair, holding something. He says the image was gone minutes later. The candle that wouldn't go out. This part feels like a ghost story, but James swears it happened. After another deep clean, James tried to extinguish a candle left burning on the dresser. He blew once, nothing, blew twice, still lit, poured water on it, and it flared brighter. I don't know what kind of candle that was, but it wasn't from Bath & Body Works, James joked, but his voice trembled. It smelled like old paper, like something burning that wasn't supposed to be. He later found out the candle was made from beeswax infused with myrrh and black salt. materials often associated with rituals, protection, or curses. Why was it there? Who lit it? And what exactly was Shannon protecting himself from? Shannon responds, kind of after part 1 went viral, fans begged Shannon to speak up. On his podcast Nightcap, he finally addressed the rumors. I don't know what folks think they saw or heard, but my house ain't haunted. Maybe just haunted by my success. But some fans weren't buying it. The comment section exploded. Why avoid the real question, Unc? What's up with the safe though? You said ain't haunted. Didn't say ain't hiding something. Shannon never directly addressed the voice, the second closet, or the missing footage. And insiders say he privately let go of 2 household employees shortly after the articles began circulating. Was James one of them? The final reveal, the name etched in the headboard. James's last discovery is the most disturbing of all. While wiping down the headboard of Shannon's bed, which was custom built with dark oak panels, James found something carved into the wood beneath the pillows. One name, Ariel, not burned, not written in pen, carved deeply, like someone did it in desperation. There's no public record of Shannon dating anyone by that name, not in any press, not in any interview. So, who is Ariel? And why is her name cut into the frame of his bed? Conclusion: what's really going on inside Shannon Sharpe's bedroom? We may never know the full truth. But here's what we do know, and there was a military-grade lockbox hidden in a fake wall. A whispering voice said you promised. A secret second closet contained unused women's clothes. A candle with ritualistic ingredients refused to go out. A name, Ariel, was etched in his bed. Shannon Sharpe has spent years building a brand around power, confidence, and bold honesty. But even the boldest men have rooms they keep locked. And sometimes, the ones who clean up the mess see more than anyone else. In case you missed it, Shannon Sharpe, NFL legend and viral podcast host, became the center of an outrageous controversy when his longtime house cleaner, known publicly only as James, claimed to have discovered something disturbing and unforgettable while tidying up Sharpe's mansion in Los Angeles. Part 1 ended on a chilling cliffhanger, with James hinting at an unmarked box tucked behind a false wall, and a woman's soft whisper calling his name despite no one else being home. Now, in Part 2, James is telling it all, no more holding back, and what he reveals could shatter Shannon Sharpe's carefully curated image forever. Here's where things take a turn from creepy to downright scandalous. James claims he returned later, this time with another employee who had access codes to parts of the home security system. To their surprise, the lockbox had been removed, gone, cleaned out like it was never there. What they did find instead was a burned envelope, partially hidden in the fireplace. The only part left was a name, Monique, and some kind of script that said, Ende, witness 4 feet. James froze. Monique? Could this be connected to a woman from Shannon's past? A former partner? A legal dispute? Fans remember a woman named Monique being loosely tied to Shannon in rumors back in 2017. Could this be the same woman, trying to resurface secrets that had